Hey everybody, this is Fully Off and welcome to another episode of Minecraft. Right, as you know, in the last episode we went to the end and I had a thoroughly good time, defeated the dragon and got ourselves some chorus fruits and chorus seeds and a few... Oh my god, hang on a minute. Where did he come from? Interrupting my intro. Where did you come from? Man alive, that would have been more than funny, wouldn't it? Have him sneaking up behind me. Where did he come? He's on the stairs as well. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, as I say, we've got ourselves some elytra, fabulous. We've got ourselves some chorus flower and we've got ourselves some endstone. So I'm going to make myself a little chorus farm. Now, the main one that's going to get me the fruit, I think it is going to be Mahusive. Probably dig something out the size of this over there somewhere and have it massive. But before I can do that, I'm going to need lots of the flowers. And I don't want them growing miles up in the air because I've got to harvest the flowers. So I'm going to build them in an enclosed area in here. Which is about the right size, I think. So I'm just going to dig out the floor and cover it and fill it in with... Oh, interesting. Fill it in with endstone. Maybe I should have thought about this before I started doing it. 'Cause it looks like we've got something under here. But hey, never mind, eh? Uh-oh. Hope I've got some more slime. I hope I've got some more slime. I've had to turn my slime farm off. Don't know whether I told you. I've turned my slime farm off. 1, 2, 3. It's got so damned effective. I've turned it off. Who would have thought that a few episodes ago when I was desperate for a blob of slime? For a sticky piston. Not now. I don't need all of this, do I? I'll knock some of this out later and probably put some piston lighting underneath the floor and everything. Just vary it up a little bit because this is probably going to be very boring. And you only need the crocus flowers on a bit of... Oh my god, no wonder it's not only boring, it's also used up all my endstone. I think I've got a little bit left. Ah fella, Soz. Don't know whether lighting helps. I don't think it does. There's not much lighting in the end, is there? So we'll just lob that there just so I don't get mobs all over me. And I was thinking of having one there and then one there and one there. One there, one there, one there and one there. Now hopefully they'll grow. On average you'll get between, I don't know, it's between 1 and 4. It can only be either 1 and 4 when they're in this height of the flowers at the end of it. So we'll leave those guys there to stew in their own juices, so to speak. Fabulous. So as I say, once I've got myself a boatload of flowers, I'll start a massive crocus seed farm because once you've grown the crocus seeds and you've harvested them, you can harvest them using water, But you don't get any flowers when you harvest with water. You only get the flowers when you harvest them directly, which is why you need a separate little area. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding. And then once you've got the seeds, you can stick them in a furnace and you get popped crocus fruit. And then you can craft those into purple blocks. And then obviously you can build with purple blocks. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the purple blocks just yet. We'll figure something out, won't we? But until we've grown a lot of the flowers, I'm not going to be able to do anything with those. So we'll grow some flowers first. I'll probably, like I said, we've got a couple already. I don't know of a better way of doing this. See, at the moment I planted one, I've got one back, planted one, got one back, planted one, got one back, planted one, got one back. So far my success rate is pretty poor. If I were to break that there, I'd only get the fruit. Is it the fruit? I wouldn't get the seeds. I wouldn't get the flowers, and it's the flowers I need to plant. See, these are... I wonder if it's the torches there that's stopping those from growing. Or maybe the wall. It could even be the wall, couldn't it? Certainly a lot of experimenting has to be done for the moment, because I don't really know. I suppose I could always look, but I like finding things out myself. I mean, if I'm only going to get one back for every one I plant, this is not going to work, and I might have to try another tack. Raise the ceiling up one, maybe. I suppose I could raise the ceiling up one. Would that help? I'm sure one of you geezers out there is going to be able to tell me that what I'm doing wrong, if anything, although I'm just being unlucky. A little bit higher. So once you can see the mature ones, they look like that. The ones that are still growing look like that. So there is a difference, and you can tell the difference. Running the risk of lighting being an issue in here now, aren't I? I really should get the floor sorted out with lights before we get anything in here blowing me up. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Let me grab some pistons. I'll grab half a dozen pistons, and I'll put I'll probably, well, I'll make it out of wood. I like wood. So I'll make the floor out of wood with a few piston lights either side of it. The rest of it, I might even use not dark oak, because I've got no dark oak trees, but certainly spruce. So let me do that. I'll knock up the floor in, and I'll be back in a minute. So this is going to be my chorus flower room, I guess we'd call it. So this is where I'm going to be growing all my chorus flowers. So we'll just harvest what we can and then grow them again. Seem to get, I've got one flower on most of the plants. It's going to take a long time for me to get. loads of flowers if I'm only going to get one on every plant? And once you've taken the flower off, they don't continue to grow, so you have to knock them down and start again unless I'm doing this wrong. And please, for God's sake, tell me if I'm doing this wrong. So out of that 9, I got 11 back, so I made 2 flowers out of that. 2 flowers, which is not a very good return at all. Or maybe my room's not big enough. Maybe I do need a massive room, and just let them get on with it. I don't know. We'll work it out. I like that. I do like that idea with the furnaces, actually. What I did in there. Maybe I'll. This does look a bit. Does that need breaking out? If I break it up anymore, if I put, oak in there, it's going to look like my saloon floor, and I don't want it to look like my saloon floor. I want it to look a little bit different. So maybe I do need to put some furnaces down there. Maybe I'll have a look. But at the moment, it's doing a job, although albeit a very slow job. And it will take me a while to get enough flowers to do anything with them. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Let's go off and find something else to do. Right, well, I've been away and I've come back again, and I've done a bit more work on the Chorus flower farm. The farm that's going to get us the flowers that we can plant to get the fruit. Because we need 2 separate farms, one for the fruit, one for the flowers. Now, what I had before, I had them, I think, only a couple of blocks apart, thinking that the more plants I have, the more flowers I'm going to get. But it didn't seem to work out. A lot of the plants were only having 1 flower on them, and there's no point in planting a plant and only getting 1 flower back. So I've spread them out, I've added a few more to it, and that's allowing me to get a few more flowers. And harvesting them with an axe is the way forward as well. That's the daddy tool when it comes. Well, it is when you don't mess about. So you have to be careful not to hit the stem. If you hit the stem, then you'll break the plant and you won't get any flowers. So you've just got to be careful. It's a pain. Well done, Mojang. You've turned harvesting and farming into a bloody chore. It's not. You can't automate this. At the moment anyway. See, I did it again. I'm hoping somebody a little bit cleverer than me, and I know there were a few people working on it, hope that somebody's going to be able to sort this out so you can actually farm these automatically. But until then, we'll have to do what we're doing here, which is, in fairness, it's no biggie, is it really? I'm quietly enjoying it, if I'm being honest, but I won't tell them that, and if you tell them I'll call you tell them what I am, I'll call you a liar. Alright, where are we? I didn't realise my inventory was full, otherwise I'd have been picking those up, wouldn't I? Right, so out of that I got 33 plants. So out of 18 plants I got 33 flowers. So just under double, which could be better. I mean, sometimes it's better than others. You also get a few fruit as well. So we'll get rid of this, and then we'll replant them. Now, I've come up with a bit of a decoration for it. I didn't want it to look all stony. So what I'm going to do, what I've decided to do, is use blue stained clay around the stem of the plant. I'll show you. I'll knock one up here. So I'm thinking of that. Okay, and around the outside of that, it's either going to be quartz. Oh Christ alive! I suppose I'm close enough to a slime chunk, aren't I? Come on guys, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to play. Listen, I can hear your mum calling. Around the side of that, it's either going to be bone block. Big fan of bone block. Very versatile. Love the texture. Very nice block. Directional. What's not to like? So it's either going to be bone block. I've got a couple of bone blocks. I'll have to go and get some more if I need it. Yeah, I'm going to need it, but to give you an idea, so it's either going to be bone block, which I don't mind. I don't mind the look of that, or it's going to be quartz, but it's quartz going to be a little bit too bright. I can get rid of some bone block because what I plan to do is have lighting down there. So if I have a bit of lighting under the bottom with a piston on it, big fan of piston lighting, and then the bone block next to it. So that's, and then I'll put some more lighting there and so on. So it's either going to be bone block or it's going to be white stained clay. Let's love a little bit of white stained clay down so you can see. Oh. Oh. Those things squelching about everywhere, taking my concentration, because that's got a bit of a pinky bluey kind of tint to it. So it's or as I say, it's either going to be bone or white stained clay or good old-fashioned quartz. Now I think quartz is going to be a little bit too bright. Have I got no quartz? I know I picked it up. Damn, I know I picked it up. Ah. Grab 8 to start with then, just to see what it looks like. I think, as I say, I think this is going to be too light, so I don't think we'll go with quartz anyway, but I just want to lob them all down so we can see, make a decision based on what we can see rather than what we think. So it's either going to be, that is too white, isn't it? It's just too white. So it's either going to be the bone or the clay. I thought bone would be the best. I'm liking the bone better than I'm liking anything else. So I think we'll go with the bone. So I'm going to just run off down to the farm over here, the mob farm. Have a bit of music on, what we've not listened to for a while. grab myself some of those and make a lot of bone blocks. I'm gonna have to go and turn that off. It's far too loud, isn't it? I thought it might be a good idea, but it wasn't. It wasn't a very good idea at all, was it? Oh well. Oh well. We've had one on. We've had it on for 2 minutes. Right, some more. Let me make a lot of bone blocks. I'm going to need a fair few, and I've got no inventory, as normal. So let me just make a few of these, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I've got some blocks, got some bony old blocks. Suppose I don't want to be wasting those if I can get away with it. So if I have all of these running that way in one line, and then have the ones in the middle going across, I think that'll look okay. And in here we'll have the lighting. One in there. One in there and one in there. These are from the last time I put lighting in there in my little room before I realised it was little. Grab a couple of pistons, and Bob is our uncle. I think that's going to look alright. Let me go through and do all of it, and I'll let you know. Well, you can tell me what it looks like when I get back. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, well, we're nearly there. Just got a bit of bone to put down now. So we'll look at first one I put down. Unbelievable mouse control. So have you guys got a favourite block in the update since 1.9, since the end of 1.8? I must admit, out of all of them, this one and the magma block at the moment seem to be the ones I favour. I'm sure that's different for most people. Wonder how long it's going to be before you can make bone stairs and bone slabs. I know the list really could go on and on and on, and there's not enough inventory space as it is before you start adding extra blocks. So I mean, I'm not suggesting for a second that you just lob them in, but the odd stair be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know how they'd make slabs work. Bone pillars, maybe not. Certainly couldn't do it with the magma blocks, could you? You wouldn't be able to make magma block stairs. So maybe it's already been thought about. Maybe they've thought about it and dismissed it. It's their game. Right, for the bottom, I think I'm going to use some purple for the walls. I think I'm going to use some purple blocks because, say, that's what we're making. That's what this farm's designed to do. So really, a bit like the slime farm's made out of slime, and the Guardian farm's made out of the Guardian shards and blocks. Maybe we should be making this out of purple blocks. Yeah, my thinking is, my purple blocks are miles away, so I'll go and get those in a minute. But my thinking is to have probably a band of blue, if I've got enough. Oh, look at that. Bang on. There's a band of blue all the way around the outside and then purple above it. Let me grab some purple blocks. I'll be back in a second. Bit of lighting behind the back of there, just because we can. Back there. So the idea, my idea was to have purple blocks, a bit like this, and then at the top, a bit like that. So what does that look like? Yeah, looks okay. I don't mind that. Now what if we were to add in one of those? We can't. Of course we can't. We can't plant it, can we? Let's put a dampener on that. So I'm not going to be doing that, which is probably not a bad thing. So let's just stick the last few purple blocks down. Don't know what to do with the roof yet. I'll have a think about the roof. But I don't mind that. I mean, I'm thinking that this is going to be like the entrance to the main Chorus farm, which is going to be over there. I think I'm going to get out my dynamite, my TNT in a minute, and I'm going to blow all of that out all over the back. I mean, I'm seriously going to, over there where the cowboy Wild West town is, I used about, I don't know, about 60, maybe 80 blocks of TNT, maybe 1.5 stacks of TNT, and it made quite a fair amount of space, but I did have to dig quite a bit out afterwards. I ain't going to make that same mistake. So I think if we have the main flower farm here, where I can come and collect my flowers, and then go through a doorway here, and then all the way over the back, all the way over there is going to be down about, I don't know, 10-15 blocks, because the chorus plants do grow quite high. So we'll have it about, I don't know, 15-20 blocks high, and it's going to go back at least 40, maybe 30 blocks back, staggered. So we'll have a ledge of about 7 blocks, and then it'll go down one, then there'll be another ledge of 7, and then it'll go down. And the idea being that we'll run around planting the fruit. Once they've grown, we'll press a button and water's going to come out of the dispensers at the back. They're going to flow down, flow down, flow down, and bring it all to around about here in a water chute. And then that's going to be funneled off into furnaces. I'm probably going to have furnaces, I don't know, over there, not quite sure where yet. Maybe even I just transfer it back to our furnaces over there, but it'd be nice to have everything all in one place. So we'll have the furnaces here, and then it'll automatically funnel into the furnaces, get turned into popped chorus fruit or whatever it's called, and then we can turn it into purple blocks and do with it whatever we choose. I need to get myself some green glass as well so I don't fall off the edge of that. But I think we are about done. I just know that it's going to grow out into the slime farm. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Just had an Enderman in there just a second ago carrying a block. Not sure where he got it from or what block it was, but I just hope he hasn't nicked one from my slime farm. I mean, it's easy enough to plant. You just hold down right shift and run. Because you can't plant these anywhere else, the only place you can put them is on glowstone. Now I've seen some farms, you may well have seen some farms where you can put a block directly above there, and then they'll come up and sprout into 3 or 4 different flowers. But I can't get that to work on here anyway. They appear not to like growing next to a block, so any second now that will turn into a mature flower. Whereas these guys will grow up, they won't go any higher. There will be a gap between them and the ceiling, guaranteed. I've been doing this for 3 hours now and I've never been able to get one to grow next to a wall. They won't go that way either. They'll grow until they, you know, there will be a gap down the side of the wall basically, and there'll be a gap in the ceiling, and it will not grow up there. So which is why I've had to have the ceiling 3 high. But hopefully these guys will produce more than one flower. You see, there he goes. I know it was just one flower, so potentially it's not a great test, but as I say, I've been doing this for a good few hours this afternoon, and I've never been able to get that plant to grow when there has been a block on the 3rd block up. It just hasn't happened. So anyway, we'll leave that from there. I think we'll call it an episode for today, because this has run on a little bit longer than I thought. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode, everybody. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Fully Off, and I'm out of here.